right, guys, so the day has finally come that we're gonna move it from the property that it's been sitting on, and we're gonna take it out to the farm and put it in a shop where we're gonna actually start the engine swap. As you can see here, this thing is extremely wide, okay? So we're gonna take a lot of back roads because I don't think the DOT would like this too much, but we're gonna go ahead and get out of here, get out of the middle of the road, and we'll see you at the farm. So after a lot of close calls, we actually made it to the farm, even though this thing was about 3 foot wider than the entire lane. So now that we got it unloaded, we're gonna get these tracks off before we get it inside the shop here and start pulling the engine and transmission out. So we'll be back in a few. All right, so we got the tracks off now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get a forklift and bring it around here with a chain and hook it up to this hitch, and we're gonna pick it up and we're essentially gonna drive it around like a 2-wheel trailer, and we're gonna take it right over there into the shop and start stripping this thing down. She might be little, but she's heavy. All right, guys, so we're gonna start stripping this thing down and getting all of the main components of the drivetrain out of it so we can go ahead and get everything prepped and ready for the LS to go in. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna disconnect all the electrical and coolant connections and all that stuff from the engine. And then we're also going to disconnect the cab and try to get the cab lifted off and out of the way so we have a nice clean slate to work with for everything. So we got the cab completely stripped out here, as you can see. Gonna have to fix the rusty floorboard, which is no big deal. We got the radiator, hood, all that stuff. The engine's completely disconnected, all the wiring's disconnected. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna lift the cab off, move it out of the way, disconnect the transmission bolt and the final 2 engine bolts, and then we'll be able to just lift it all out. So getting the cab off was not as easy as we had planned. The way they designed the floor in this thing was not very convenient to getting the cab off of it. So I could probably tell why this company's went out of business by now, but we'll still get her fixed and we'll get her going. Well guys, as you can see, the Snowcat is completely disassembled, minus the engine and transmission and some hydraulic lines. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put this back in the corner, let it sit for the night, and come back here probably tomorrow or the next day and get the engine and transmission out and start lining up where all the mounts and everything else are gonna go. As you know, in any swap, it's not always plug and play like they say, and especially when it comes to a Snowcat like this. So from all of us here at Racing and Randomness, please stay tuned, like, subscribe, and part 4 is coming real soon. Thanks, guys.